For almost as long as he's been a star, Robert Sylvester Kelly has been accused of using his fame to prey on young women. In 1994, R. Kelly married his protege, the singer Aaliyah, when she was only 15, but the marriage was quickly expunged. In 2002, police filed child pornography charges against Kelly after receiving a VHS tape showing him having sex with a girl they believe was as young as 14. But after a 6-year legal saga and a high-profile trial, Kelly was acquitted in 2008. Most recently, a Dallas woman filed a criminal complaint stating that Kelly gave her herpes. There have been other, less public lawsuits over the years alleging Kelly had sex with minors. Some ended with out-of-court settlements, undisclosed payments, and non-disclosure agreements.
If someone really wanted to know facts, all they have to do is go down to Cook County Courthouse.
Lisa Van Allen began a 9-year relationship with the man she calls Rob shortly after her 17th birthday. He was 31.
I actually thought that being that I was young, that I wouldn't have anything in common with him. And it was actually quite the opposite. We had a lot in common because he really was doing what I was doing at that age.
But their relationship changed rapidly. Before long, she says Kelly wanted power over every aspect of her life. It was a pattern she saw him repeat with other young women.
If they're with you and you have total control and you're controlling their income, what they wear, what they eat, who they see, you're in total control. He can manipulate the younger women more than a grown woman. Because even like with myself, when I was younger, there were things that he could tell me or do to me that I wouldn't accept as I got older.
Van Allen eventually left Kelly, but when Kelly went on trial, she became the prosecution's star witness. She testified that Kelly had forced her to have group sex with the girl in the tape, and that she could identify both of them in the footage.
When we did our sexual threesome, he told me she was 16. That's when I was 17. So I thought she was like my age, and I found out 2 years later that she was actually younger than that.
Tarana Burke is a women's rights activist and the founder of the Me Too movement. She says Kelly has always chosen these girls carefully.
He's cherry-picking girls that he knows are the most vulnerable, not just because they're black. They are black in a particular kind of way. So they are poor, they come from single homes a lot of times. They have these overlapping circumstances that make it easier for him to manipulate them. And that's what grooming is.
With more than 50 million records sold over a career spanning 25 years, Burke says Kelly is still seen by many in the black community as a success story.
R. Kelly is somebody who comes from deep inside the community, and he got out, and now he has money, and he has fame, and he has access to all of these things that the world tells us that we need. And these are children who have that information, they have that as a reality, but they don't have a way to access it. And then along comes somebody like R. Kelly who offers you a way out.
Harvey Weinstein's fall last year set off a chain reaction in the entertainment industry. Suddenly, it seemed, the powerful were vulnerable, and the vulnerable empowered.
Movie and TV producer Harvey Weinstein has been forced out of the company that bears his last name.
Matt Lauer has been fired.
New allegations against a famous movie director.
But R. Kelly's record label stood by him. Radio listeners kept requesting his songs, and DJs kept playing them.
I think that as Americans in our country, pop culture is so dominant. It's a cult of celebrity.
We, as a radio station, are simply a conduit from the music that the music industry produces to the consumers that listen to our radio stations. You have to make a decision as a broadcaster. Is that controversy large enough issue for you to put your radio station in a non-competitive position and not play their music?
What we gonna do? You are Kelly! When we gonna do it? Now!
Last year, 2 women in Atlanta started a campaign called Mute R. Kelly, and they've succeeded in driving down ticket sales for his concerts. At least 8 tour dates have been canceled. But at a recent show in Detroit, his fans shrugged off the controversy.
Come on, enjoy the show. Come on, I got an extra ticket.
I think people delve too deep into celebrities' lifestyle. All I want to do is listen to his music. I don't appreciate it. I think that everybody's just going at him because he's an scapegoat.
Except it's not just his past that's troubling. In In July last year, a BuzzFeed investigation found a group of women are living with Kelly in what their parents describe as a cult. The women are of legal age, and Kelly says the relationships are consensual, but the accounts of Kelly's controlling behavior are familiar. Jongelyn and Tim Savage haven't seen their daughter, Joycelyn, since December of 2016, when she dropped out of college to move in with Kelly. Associates of Kelly have helped them piece together what life is like for her.
We realized her relationship with Mr. Kelly was unhealthy. When we call her phone, we would not get an answer.
She can't use the bathroom when she wants to. She can't do anything of her own.
He has people around him that enables him to continue to do what he does. And until the people around him speaks up publicly, not just to me, not just to my husband, that speaks up to the proper people that can do something about it, it will continue.
The reckoning has yet to come for Robert Sylvester Kelly, but Lisa Van Allen hopes it won't be much longer.
I always go reflect back to 2008, but I also say that maybe it wasn't time yet, that this is the time, you know? So, and everything has to happen in its right time.